Moksha, freedom, liberation. Most of us think about it as something that happens after we die. But as Puja Swamiji always reminds us, it's right here. It's not something we're going to get after we die if we didn't get it here. The chains that bind us, because of course the opposite of liberation and freedom is to be stuck, to be in jail, to be bound. Liberation from what? Freedom from what? Moksha from what? The chains that bind me. It's not liberation from the body itself. The body is not that which binds us. What binds us is the stuff that goes on in our head. What binds us is the games of the ego. What binds us is the concept of me as separate from you, which gives rise to everything ranging from anger to jealousy, to competition, to judgment, and which leads to me wanting to live for me or for my close ones, my immediate family, people I consider mine. And this is what leads to all of the problems. If I get it, or my immediate family gets it, all is good. But if I don't, and someone else has something, I'm miserable. When I see myself as an object, the body, the identity, and I therefore see others also as objects, identities, the problem with that becomes that I'm never able to actually connect. Two objects cannot connect. Two souls can connect. And so if I am identifying as a 45-year-old white female from America, sannyasi, approximately this high, if I identify as that, this degree, this upbringing, this family, if I identify as that, then all of that which I'm going to do is going to be to improve that. So I've got a bank account, I want it to have more. I've got a body, I want it to be prettier, healthier. And then I identify others in the same way. And this creates distance between us. And so what's important to look at is, what is it that's binding me? And for most of us, it's not very vague. For most of us, it actually is very specific. Our egos, our expectation, how other people should be, how something should be in our family, how something should be in our workplace, how something should be in our community. We almost never have expectations that kill us of the random guy down the block. It's always of those right around us. And those expectations, those ego issues, whether it's family, whether it's workplace, whether it's close community, that's the stuff that kills us. Why this person got to be president of the association instead of me. I've been working so much harder. I'm so much more dedicated. They took 100 rupees out of the cash box last year. They should have been fired. Forget, how did they possibly be made president? Why am I always the one who has to do more work than other people? Why am I always the one who gets the short end of the stick? All of this stuff is actually what kills us. And so when we talk about moksha, it's freedom from that. It's freedom from the idea that there is something very specific that I am supposed to get or have or feel in this life. And because of you or you or you, I am not getting it. You are the obstacles between me and the happiness or the success or the love that I am supposed to have. These are the chains. And so the real moksha is to understand that whatever form we may be in, whatever body, whatever identity, whatever history, whatever situation, what we are is vessels for God's flow. And how can we let go of all of the stuff that's binding us? Because I'll tell you something. Let's imagine for a moment that you and I were holding 2 ends of a string over here. Okay? Now you're pulling on your end, I'm pulling on my end. And this is what happens usually in relationships. We think, well, why should I do something? Look, she's pulling over there. She should let go. And if she doesn't let go, nothing's going to change. But the amazing thing is, if I let go of my end, even if you keep pulling, even if you never let go, 100% of the tension in the string automatically goes away. That's the moksha. Is I don't need you or you or you to act in a certain way for my inner well-being. But if my inner being is not dependent on the outer world, then I'm not wasting my time and energy trying to change the outer world so that I can be happy, so that I can be peaceful. That's the real freedom, is to be able to be in the midst of how people are living and what they're doing, recognizing that everybody comes onto this earth with a different karmic package. And each of them is just enacting out their own karmic package. And none of us is the karmic police in charge of each other's karmic packages. We're only in charge of ourselves. And the question is, you may be in jail because of what you've done to me. And this is true. If somebody hurts you, if somebody acts out of abuse, betrayal, cheating, they're going to get the karmic results of that. That's how the law of karma works. They're already in jail. But my question to myself is, do I want to sit in jail with them? They're already getting the fruits of their karma. Their karmic package is unfolding. The other important piece to keep in mind is that everybody comes into this world and moves through this world with what I call a toolbox. And in any situation, I can only respond to that situation based on the tools I have in my toolbox. So if I come upon a wall and there's a nail in the wall, well, I can tell what the most effective and skillful way to handle this situation is to get a hammer and hammer in the nail. But if in my toolbox there is no hammer, if all I've got in my toolbox is a toothbrush and a spoon, then I'm going to whack at the nail and not be able to get it in. I won't be skillful in that moment. And in situations in life, when our life situations require people around us to have patience, to have compassion, to have generosity, to have love, and they don't, and instead they have anger, or frustration, or impatience, or fear, or confusion, or abuse. It's because that's all they've got in their toolbox. Just as I cannot hammer in a nail if I don't have a hammer. They cannot respond with patience if all they've got in their toolbox is anger and frustration. So when we really understand that, and then we allow ourselves to just be vessels for God's will to flow, recognizing, okay, God, it's not me, it's you. You've put me here. Help me know what you want from me. Help me just be a vessel through which your will can flow in this situation. Get my will out of here. It's not working. I've been trying, whether for months or for years. For most of us, it's been years. I've been trying. It's not working. Now you flow through me. And then, yes, living here, not running off to the jungles. Absolutely. There are many, many who have attained it. It's not easy. Giving up our egos is not so easy. Giving up our identities, the stuff we hold on to, is not so easy. But it's absolutely doable. And it's just as doable here as sitting in a cave. But you have to just let go of the string from your side, knowing that that's in your hand.